The entertainment world was shaken once again by shocking news that left fans speechless. After weeks of endless speculation, rumors, and heated debates, a meeting that no one ever imagined would take place finally happened. Dilraba Dilmurat and Yang, two of the biggest stars in the industry, came face to face with the mother of the late Yu Menglong. This was not a casual visit, it was a moment filled with secrets, old wounds, and the answers everyone had been waiting for. No one expected that day to become a turning point. In a modest house on the outskirts of the city, Yu Menglong's mother, who had long chosen silence, opened her door to two figures who, for reasons unknown, seemed deeply connected to her son's tragic story. Without heavy security or the usual entourage, a simple black car stopped in front of her home. Dilraba stepped out first, her face solemn, followed by Yang, whose expression was tense and unreadable. The grieving mother stood at the doorway, her eyes red and swollen, her expression caught between shock, anger, and a desperate longing for answers as she faced the two stars. The meeting began with a long, suffocating silence. Dilraba, who had always been known for her strength in public, broke down the moment she reached for the woman's hand. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered a trembling apology. That single sentence was enough to break the fragile composure of Yu Menglong's mother. She wept uncontrollably, the cry of a mother who had lost her only child to a tragic and mysterious end. The weight of her sorrow filled the room, and the walls seemed to tremble with the grief that had been suppressed for far too long. Yang, often described as calm and composed, was visibly shattered. He sat in the corner of the room with his head bowed, unable to speak or even look up. Witnesses later revealed that he repeatedly wiped his face, struggling to contain emotions that had been buried for too long. Meanwhile, Dilraba clung to Yu Menglong's mother with a fragile tenderness, her sobs revealing the depth of her own pain. As the conversation slowly unfolded, Yu Menglong's mother spoke about the night of the tragedy, the night her son was found lifeless. Her voice quivered with grief and bitterness as she asked the questions that had haunted her for so long. Why did he have to leave so soon? Why was no one there to protect him that night? Why had the world stayed silent? Her words carried the anguish of unanswered questions, piercing the hearts of those who listened. After a long pause, Yang finally lifted his head. His voice was low, raw, and heavy with sorrow as he said they had not come to make excuses. They came because they, too, were broken. They came because they had lost someone irreplaceable, someone who had meant more than the world knew. And most importantly, they came because they did not want her to carry the weight of grief alone anymore. The weight of those words lingered in the air. For the first time, it became clear that their connection to Yu Menglong was deeper than the public had ever imagined. It wasn't just friendship, not just colleagues in the industry, there was something more, a hidden truth that only they shared. Dilraba's tears fell harder, and her grip on the grieving mother tightened, as if she was trying to pour every unspoken truth into that moment of touch. But the most shocking revelation came when Yu Menglong's mother finally shared a secret she had kept hidden until now. Her voice trembling, she recalled the last conversation she had with her son, just days before his death. He had confessed to her that he was facing an impossible choice, one that could either destroy his life or save someone else's. But he never explained what he meant. Those words haunted her, and they became the last memory she had of him before that fateful night. The revelation stunned everyone in the room. It suggested that Yu Menglong's death was not just a tragic accident or mere misfortune, but perhaps the result of a devastating burden he had carried in silence. New questions immediately arose. Did Dilraba and Yang know about this impossible choice? Were they somehow tied to it, and why was it them, and no one else, who chose to meet his mother now? When the meeting ended, the raw emotions were captured in photos that soon leaked to the media. Dilraba was seen embracing the mother tightly, her face destroyed by grief. Behind them, Yang Yang walked slowly, his eyes swollen red, his steps heavy as though he was dragging the weight of unspoken truths with him. The images spread like wildfire, reigniting speculation, and stirring millions of hearts across social media platforms. Fans reacted with a mixture of compassion and suspicion. Some believed the meeting was a genuine act of love and respect, a way for Dilraba and Yang Yang to share their grief and offer comfort to the woman who had lost everything. Others, however, doubted their intentions, accusing them of using the encounter as a public relations move to clear themselves from the swirling rumors. Heated debates exploded online, with hashtags linked to the meeting trending for days. Yet despite the divided opinions, one undeniable fact remained: for the first time, Yu Menglong's mother was no longer grieving in silence. And for the first time, the world saw Dilraba and Yang Yang not as invincible stars, but as human beings stripped of their armor, vulnerable and broken by the same loss. Will the full truth ever come to light, or will the mystery of Yu Menglong's final days remain buried forever, with secrets locked away in the hearts of those who loved him most? No one knows. But the meeting itself has already left a permanent mark. It was more than a moment of grief, it was the collision of pain, truth, and love in its most fragile form. The tragedy of Yu Menglong may never be fully understood, but through this emotional encounter, his memory has returned to life, carried by tears, embraces, and words that came too late yet meant everything.